This is Richard Ortiz with the Sweet Science vs. the Cage. I'm here with MMA contender, Mr. Art Mighty Mouse Becerra. How you doing, bro?
Good, and you?
I'm doing good. Hey, let's get right to it. You got a fight Saturday. Tell us all about it.
Well, I'm fighting Chancey against a guy named Mike Ryan. I know him personally. He took a last-minute notice, so I'm fighting him. My last two opponents backed out. One was Sergio Quinones. He had an injury, and then the second one, he just decided not to take the fight, and so Mike Ryan stepped in, which the guy has a lot of heart. So I give him props for that. But other than that, it's going to be at Chancey September 6th. We're fighting at 145. So yeah, this Saturday. Thank goodness, because I'm anxious.
MMA. Wow. What fascinates you about that? Why MMA? Why the cage?
As a young kid, I used to get on a lot of street brawls. Okay, and a lot of trouble too. But after that, it's like well, prior to that, it's like back in the 1990s, and when they first came out.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was a kid, we were like, wow, we seen the first UFC when they're first going for the groin, and
just got fascinated by it all.
Yeah, I liked it a lot, but I wasn't really like come on, let's just start fighting. I was kind of like lean a little bit, you know. I was small, always been smaller guys out of the group.
Small steps.
Yeah. So after that, I decided to do a little bit of boxing, and after that, I got into it. I just decided to just get into it when I was like maybe 26, 25.
Well, speaking of getting into it, what's your day like the day of the event itself? When you wake up first thing in the morning, when does that switch go on?
It stays on every day.
Okay.
It stays on every day. I mean, I'm training with one of the best, with LeVar Big Johnson, Josh Koscheck, Honeycutt, George Zuniga.
Veterans of the game.
Yeah, dude. I mean, awesome people. They brought me into their home. I used to train with Isaac De Jesus at Thrive, you know, Alex Rojas, you know, I mean, Evan, you know, are really good guys, but I kind of wanted to try something new, you know what I mean? So I went to G-Throne, and they accepted me as one of their own. You know, I have a lot of talent. I want to go to the next level, so that's where I went to G-Throne. And yeah, I like that switch, man. It just stays on. I'm hungry. I haven't fought in over a year. This is going to be my first one in over a year, and I'm very excited, man. I just want to get into it.
Good. You still have that drive, huh?
Oh, yeah, I still got that
Speaking
fire.
of drive, I want to ask you, where do you get that drive from? What wakes you up in the morning, that motivation to go that extra mile, to stay on your diet, to discipline yourself? Where does it come from?
Man, it just comes from, like, my family, my friends. You're always pumping me up on Facebook. Thank you. You're always telling me to keep up.
We're here to support.
Yeah, I love that support.
The cage.
I love that support from everybody, like my fans and friends, and especially family, and especially my girl. You know, I love her so much. She does amazing on my dietary. She keeps me in check, really. So if it was up to me, I would be like, I'd be out of shape probably. But if it wasn't for her, I mean, I wouldn't have the good food, the good diet, the good discipline, and just a great heart. You know what I mean? Because of my little kids and my girl. You know, that's where I get my whole spirit from.
Oh, I can agree with you. Now, inside the cage, when you started watching it, what fighter inspired you that says, hey, you know, I kind of dig what he's doing, but I kind of want to put my own swag to it? Which fighter do you see out there today that brings out the best in you? Who inspires you?
Oh, man. When I was a kid, I used to watch a lot of Bruce Lee movies. A lot of Chuck Norris. A lot of Jean-Claude Van Damme. My first movie that I ever saw was Bloodsport. Love that movie, man. It's a classic. You know, that I was like, man, dude, I always knew I was going to be a fighter when I was a young kid. I just didn't know when. When was the opportunity going to come, or how was I going to get into it? And as soon as I got my first street fight, I knew I was meant to be. Because I haven't lost a street fight, thank goodness. Which I don't get in street fights anymore. You know, I can't.
We'll edit that out, okay? I mean, we're fine with that.
Okay, thank you. But other than that, I mean, the guys that are like Chuck Liddell, Shamrock.
Frank Shamrock.
Frank, dude. One of the guys that and then, what's this guy? The Hoist Gracie.
Hoist Gracie, yes.
It's like those three guys brought up UFC, you know what I mean? So They're really, really good role models to follow. When I was a kid, so.
How was your training camp? How's it going?
It's going good. Today we did a lot of good things. My training camp was solid. This whole 2 months was solid. You know what I mean? I was ready for just about one of the craziest camps I had since a year ago. Really solid wrestling, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, boxing, a lot of sparring.
Covering everything.
Everything that Josh, Josh is an amazing person. He just pushes us to the limits. LeVar, Brandon Cash, Billy Evangelista, Mike Moreno, my coaches Rudy and Ralph. Just amazing guys, dude. And they push us to the next level. And that's what I want. That's what I feel in my heart. That's amazing.
Well, being that said, it sounds like you're ready for Saturday. I want you to look right in that camera. Tell everybody what to expect Saturday when you enter that cage.
Well, when I get into that cage, you're going to see a big old knockout. I'm looking for the big KO. My opponent's about to go to sleep. That's what Mighty Mouse is all about. I want to finish my fighters from now on in the first round. And I want to make it just simple, that anybody that wants to step in the cage with Mighty Mouse is going to get hurt. And that's that.
You heard it right here. I want to thank our guest, Mr. Mighty Mouse. This is Rich Ortiz with the Sweet Science vs. the Cage. Mark Davis behind camera, and you can catch this entire interview on YouTube. Sweet Science vs. the Cage. Go to Facebook, Sweet Science vs. the Cage, and wish you well. Thank our guest,
Thank you.
Mr. Art Mighty Mouse from Madera Zone.